Well, hello everyone. It's a rainy day here in Central Florida. And I don't know if you can hear all that thunder. But since we're inside today, I thought I would take a little time and show you some of my favorite mess kits. I've gotten this question many times. They say, John, which mess kit do you like the best? Well, it depends. So let me set this camera up and we'll get started. Okay, so many of you guys ask me, what's your favorite mess kit? And it depends. It depends on what I'm doing. So I've got it down to maybe 3 or 4 different sets, but all 3 or 4 sets have to do with one element is one of these canteen cup systems. The one I carry the most is this one back here in the back. And we'll get to that in just a second. But here I have a canteen, US military canteen cup system. It's kind of it's a newer cover with the side pockets. And inside I've got an older canteen and an older canteen cup. This one is my 100-year-old one, I call it. I don't carry it very often, but you've seen the video on this one. It's got this is a World War I setup here. And then, like I said, I don't carry very often, but you can see there 1918, and it's got a 1918 canteen cup. I have a video on this where I go out and cook with it, but there's the cup. Okay. But all of my all my mess kit setups that I take, all 3 or 4 of them, that depends on how you look at it, are going to have some sort of element of this. Here is another one that's a really good option. But it's harder for us to get this in the States. This is a British Army setup with the Osprey cup. I did a video on this as well. This is a nylon cup. It's plastic or nylon. Can't use that in the fire, but you can definitely drink out of it, along with the canteen. And also inside of here is the Crusader cup. This you can cook with. This is a really good setup. So you get all 3 of these in one kit, and that right there is hard to beat, that's for sure. But the one I carry the most, and I carry every day, is the one that's in the back there. And I have no real reason to carry it other than it's just the one I've had, one of the ones I've had kind of the longest. And you'll notice that this is not a typical carry bag. This is a East German magazine pouch that I converted over to carry canteen stuff. But I did a video on this as well. It's in my listing. But it's got these 2 nice closures and a flap. And in here I carry a green Nalgene bottle that is like the USGI. I like it because I can see through it. And inside is a regular butterfly handled cup, which, that's not my favorite. I like the other older style, like what's in this one, and in the set that I let my friend borrow over summer, and the old canteen shop stove. This is what I carry the most. So any of the systems I'm about to show you have some element of canteen system in with it, put together. Okay, so let's get started with combination number 1. Alright, so here is the first configuration. This is the setup that I use the most when I go to the woods here in Florida. And you can see here I took this stuff out of the East German bag here so you could see all the components. The canteen cup lid, the stove, the canteen in the back, and this East German set of silverware, a knife and a fork. These are made of aluminum, so it's lighter. But the part that I put with it most often is the U.S. Army Mess Kit. Okay, so this mess kit I've done some videos on. I've used it in lots of them actually, and it's a very versatile set. Okay, so this kit, as we know, was originally made to just go through a chow line with a secondary purpose of just in case they could cook their food or warm it in the field using this. Okay, so for those who've never seen one of these, it's got a nice lever here you open it, and then by the way, this is a genuine US set, and it's 1959 right there. So it opens up like this, nice handle. You can put a stick in here between this little 90-degree and there, and it would keep it from folding on you if you needed to do that. Here's a little pull handle, and then you have a divided plate, which can be used for all kinds of things. You slide this onto here using the D-ring there, and this is how the soldier would go through the chow line. But I use it a little differently. I don't go through a chow line. Inside I have a set of genuine US silverware set that I usually carry, and this is like a Velcro strap that I hold here to hold together. And then I've got another whole set of these that's actually from World War II that I carry in my World War II canvas bag, that this mess kit bag that it came in. But you can see here I've used it many times to fry and do different things. I've made bacon and eggs. I've I don't know, done several things I've done on my videos, and some are not on my videos. But one thing that I don't know if I have on tape or not is I've made bannock in here. You could make a bannock dough, put it inside here, put your lid on, and carefully pile coals up on top of here, and this turns into like a little mini Dutch oven. You got to be careful with the heat because it is kind of thinner stainless steel, but it is possible if you control the heat. And then when you remove the coals, you try to clean this off and blow it off the best you can to take it off, so you don't get coals all in there. You're gonna get some, but it's not real bad. So you know, you might ask, well, why John are you choosing this as your number one thing? Well, here in Florida it is hot most of the time, so we do not deal with snow, not very much cold weather at all. So I find myself doing a lot of frying and things along those lines when I'm out in the bush, out in the woods. I use this to make my coffee, or use it to heat water to rehydrate meals if I'm going that direction. It comes with a plate, you know, you can eat off from, or you can use it for other things while you're cooking. You can put things over into here to cook things separately. So I'm not dealing with melting snow or processing water here so much. I've got a filter for that. The water is plentiful here in Florida, everywhere, just about it. But this is my number one set right here that I use when I go out to the woods, and that is the reasons. So let's switch over and let me show you the next set. My next favorite set that I carry along with this canteen system is the Czechoslovakian Mess Kit. This is a very nice kit. This particular one is the one from my wife's car. She carries an emergency kit in the back of her car, and this is for in case we're stuck out on the road somewhere, out on a road trip, you know, the interstate gets shut down, whatever, you know, we can cook up some stuff. And I usually have Knorr meals and things like along those lines to cook with like a solid fuel stove or what have you. This is what I got, like S-bits. So this works very good inside there's some stuff that I carry for her kit, but the first pot has a handle. As you see, it folds out. Then you have a plate / lid or skillet. In the other kit that I have, which has been loaned out to the same friend, I fried eggs and bacon in that. It's not as easy because you don't have a handle, but it is possible, okay? And it's also a lid for one of these other pots here. So let's take out this. And we have a lid right there for this pot. Right? And also it has these nice straps on the sides. Not all of these have them, but the early ones did, where you could strap it right to your backpack if you want to, not have to carry it inside. Okay. Then you get another smaller pot, and inside of here I've got a lot of stuff for her emergency set, but the lid for it is you use the big pot to put on top of there for the lid for that if you need to. Okay, so in these I've made many like rice dishes, vegetables, anything like that that's non-soup. I guess you could do soup as well, but I've never really done it. You'll see in one of my videos I did what's called a mashed potato, chicken and mashed potato bowl with instant mashed potatoes. I got a video for that. Maybe I'll put a link to that up here. Maybe I should link some of these videos for you guys up here in the corner. I forgot to say that, but this is a very nice set. You know, it's got 2 pots with handles and lids when you share the pieces, and they all nest together. And you know, it's not real big. I don't have the measurements, but maybe I could put that up on the screen how wide this is, including the brackets. Okay, note to myself. So I have 2 of these sets, like I said. So very nice set, very nice option for somebody like me in Florida, where I can do a lot of rice or potatoes or something like that. I cut up some sausage with some peppers and onions and all kinds of stuff put in there, and still fry with these like I would with the USGI, but also make some rice with a nice fitting lid for the rice. Okay, so it's a really good set. Let's go on to the last one that I like. All right, so my last military surplus style setup I like to use with my canteen system is the German style mess kit. Many of you know I have a few of these. Here's one example. This is my Russian one, and I've cooked with it once or twice. Just in case you're not familiar with it, and I have a video for that up here. You can see where I reviewed it and talked more about it more in detail. But it has a cup with a handle, so it's almost, you could fry stuff in this, fry up some meat of some sort, maybe even some bacon, but it's not going to be ideal for that. It's kind of small. You could do eggs in there, but it's kind of hard to get a spatula in there. It is doable for sure, but it's just not as ideal as the USGI one, that setup. Okay, so you can make a beverage in this. Inside of this kit I carry, oh, there's my Russian drinking cup. This is a enameled cup that goes along with it. This is undated, but it rides in there if needed. And with this you get a nice sized pot with bail handle that you can hang over a fire. Something you could process water in this, a lot more water than I could with the USGI set and this canteen cup. You could do a lot more at the same time. You can make a big old pot of soup that would be big enough for 2 people to eat out of this. Inside there you can see I got my Russian silverware set that stays in there. And then also there's a recess on the cup that matches up here, so you can have a lid. So you could make rice with this, but it's kind of limited with you know, the frying part of it. You can only make one main thing in here, not not like the Czech kit where you have 2 pots with it, where you can make 2 things, a rice and a something else, you know, separate. Okay, so every one of these mess kits has its advantage or disadvantage. Okay, but you'll see back here there's more that I have for examples. Here is what many of you guys would consider the holy grail, and that is the Swedish Mess Kit. And it's got the hook that hangs from the thing, and this is the aluminum version. It's got an alcohol stove in there, and it's got a windscreen where your alcohol stove sits and you put over the top of it. Okay, and this is a good set now, I'm not gonna lie. You fold out these little handles here. Let me get the alcohol burner out so you can see it. Pardon me moving around. But I've got this extra cup. This doesn't come with the set, but you unfold it and it's another little drinking cup. This set came with this soup bowl, plastic, hard plastic. And then down inside here I've got the actual burner. It runs on alcohol, so this is really nice. You can set this up, put that over it, and then your pot can sit on here on top of the windscreen, and you can hook this bail handle up here. I'm not going to do all that, but to keep it away from the flame. But you know, you can use that to heat up soups or what have you. Also the lid, the cup is also the lid, you know, and it's got lots of features. You know, you could, I think this was made for their bayonet, but you could stick a stick in here and have an extension for your, to put this pan over the fire if needed. Also, this will fit in here like this on top of the burner. Okay, so you got a lot of options, but in my opinion, not really good for frying or doing things that you need with a skillet. Okay, you could bake stuff in here. There's plenty of videos about that. Okay, so, but I'm going to take you further on this journey of my thinking. Here is an Austrian mess kit. Okay, so it looks just like the Russian one. It's got the cup. Okay, just like it. But inside here, we got an extra cup. Now that takes it up to another level for me. Also a little slot here. You can hook them together like this. And it's a nice little set for that. It's like an upgrade in my mind from this Russian set right here. Even though I have this cup here that goes with it, this enamel cup, this is kind of an upgrade. This is another thing you can cook in too. All right, and you got your pot for whatever, and this is enough to feed 2 people here for sure. I don't know how that dent got in there. That's new. I don't like that. That wasn't there before. Huh. But anyways, so this is a nice setup right here with these 2 cups, okay? So the ultimate that I like is what's in this bag right here. This is what I like to carry. If I'm going to carry a German mess kit, in my opinion, that's what I'm going to carry along with this setup. Let me get it out of here. And it's kind of a best of both worlds. This is my customized East German set. Okay, this is a Russian child's gas mask bag that I converted to carry this thing, because when I cook over a flame, it gets soot on it. So this bag helps protect my pack. So you can see here, I took, get it out of there. Okay, get it out of here, and I took a Swedish windscreen and kind of modified it to fit the East German mess kit. Now you might ask, well, why are you going with this instead of this heavy duty thing? Well, weight, and also what's inside of it. Let me show you my thinking. Sorry about the wind. The storm's getting, another little storm's getting close. But the East German set is very similar to the Austrian set I just showed you. Got the cup. But inside of here, instead of just a normal cup with no handle, you get an extra cup with an extra handle. Let me take my Trangia out of there. That's what I carry in there. This is the set that I carry behind the seat of my truck. This with this windscreen and this set. That's what stays with me in my truck at all times. So you get not one but 2 aluminum cups. So these are lighter. They got an extra handle. I could cook with this. I could set this into the burner here as well and cook off from it. Okay, this one can fit in there. Okay, it sits a little high, but if you bend it back a little bit, it'll go all the way down like it should. And then the pot fits in there, just like this. Okay, I don't have the legs bent, folded out, but you know, you can cook off of this. If you run out of alcohol with this little burner here, this is the one I use, then you can just set this aside, and now you have a set that you can cook over a fire. You can tell I've been using this one on the fire quite a bit. So this is what I carry in the back of my truck, you know, and behind the seat as part of my emergency kit, along with this. And you get this other cup. That's cool. Inside of here, I got another cup, and inside of that cup, I got some stuff to start fires and a bandana. But this is an additional cup. This is a reproduction of a German canteen cup. It's not a real one from World War II. It's a reproduction. You can see here it says MN40, and that was imported into California. I'm not sure who made these, but it's got the little butterfly handles, and you can use it as a drinking cup or whatever you need to do with it. Well, it's just an extra vessel that I carry inside of here, right down inside there. So this is my setup. This is my 3 military surplus setups I like to use. All right, so you heard me say in the beginning that I had maybe 3 or 4 setups. Well, this is the 4th. Okay, and I said 3 or 4 because the first 3 are military surplus mostly, but this one is not for sure. These are Boy Scouts of America sets. I have 2 of them I like to use. Okay, this one, I've done videos on all these, you know, reviews and stuff, but this is the aluminum one. Okay, so you've seen that. I'll put the link to these videos up here so I don't spend a lot of time, but inside the pouch it has its own silverware set, which I sometimes carry and sometimes don't. These are tinned steel, pretty cool. It come in this carry bag. But with this, you got another whole set of advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so you undo this wing nut. Many of you guys are familiar with this. You can tighten the wing nut back up, and then you got a skillet. You dump all this out. This set is all aluminum, but it's very thick gauge aluminum, and I don't remember when this was made. This is right after, I think it was right before World War II, I think, or right after. I can't remember. Wherever didn't last much longer after World War II, and that's what this is. This is a wherever set. You can see it right there. As far as I know, they didn't last a whole lot longer. But you get a skillet with a fry pan handle. You can insert a stick in here, through there, and extend your reach over the fire so you don't get all burned up. You get this nice pot also made of aluminum, and this is a thicker gauge pot with a recessed lid, so that's got some advantages there. Somebody's firing off fireworks. Little pot. This drinking cup made of aluminum with steel handle. Matter of fact, all these handles are all steel, except for this fry pan handle. I don't think that's, yeah, that's steel. Okay. And then you get this nice deep, like pie pan dish that can be used for all kinds of things. You know, you could bake in this if you needed to. Bake some cornbread in there. Fry up your stuff. Bake some biscuits. Make breakfast. Make yourself a little pot of beans or something in this, or some kind of soup, or even rice. So it's a nice little setup. And this one is the same design, but this is my World War II set. I had it in my last video. During World War II, the aluminum usage was high with making stuff for war, for World War II, like airplanes, and they needed a lot of aluminum. So the Boy Scouts manufacturer started making these 10 steel sets. So this is steel that is tinned, and it's got a steel skillet here. It needs to be reseasoned. I'm going to be working on that. But, I used this in my last video. These are very heavy. Got the cup and everything. This was made 1941 to 1945-ish. Okay, as far as I can tell from the records. So it's a nice set. The only thing is it's heavy, and you got to be careful. You got to keep something inside these containers here while you're cooking, because you get too hot, the tin will melt off, like what happened here. See this cup, how it got shiny right there? I was baking like a cake inside there, and it got where it was nearly done, and it got the bottom so hot that the tin started melting off. So you don't want to do that. That's the only downside to this set, I would say, and the weight. It is hefty. So this is my fourth setup. My fourth favorite setup that I like to do is this canteen set of some sort with the Boy Scout Mess Kit. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this answers your question. I can't tell you how many times I've answered this question by typing into the comment section, but finally I made a video. So if, in my opinion, some sort of canteen cup system wherever you live, whichever is easiest for you to get a hold of, is a great base, and then you add in whichever one of these sets you want to mess with. Sometimes it depends on the food I'm going to be making. So if I'm going to be doing one particular food, I might grab this one. If I'm just feeling like I want German mess kit all the way, and I'm going to make it work with whatever I'm making, you know, on that trip, boom, it's going to be that one. Sometimes it's just a matter of what is my mood. But these are all great sets, and you can't go wrong having at least 2 of these in your setup. I will caution you about these. A lot of these on eBay are of the newer style, and they were made so cheap there near the end, but they're so thin. I've got a video on that too. Don't buy the wrong one that's real cheap and flimsy. It's just not fun to work with. But these other ones, I think this one's harder to find now, the East German set. But this one, and I believe the Czech, is still easy to be found, and you can still find some of these. Wherever is my favorite brand on that one. If you find one of these steel Boy Scout ones like I showed, it's going to cost you 150 bucks or more on eBay, because people know what they got. But anyways, there you go. There's my setup. If you have any questions, put it down in the comments. Your area, you may have a different preference, something that works better for you. Put that down there so I know. I'm curious to know what you carry in the woods the most. So thanks very much, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.